Hey, this is Adam Torres, and I'm here to tell you that it has never been easier to start your very own podcast. At Mission Matters, our goal is to amplify stories that matter. That means we want to help you start your podcast because your story matters. We can do this in 3 different ways. 1, join our podcast school and take a free or paid course. 2, visit our resources page where we've already figured out what you need, such as where to host your podcast. Or 3, heck, we can even do everything for you through our podcast agency, including editing for cheaper than you can do in-house. Oh, and no contract, service is month to month. Get started by heading over to missionmatters.com and click on Start a Podcast. All right, now let's get into the show.
Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Money Podcast, your source for all things money. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Vinney Chopra on the line, and he's a best-selling author and founder, CEO, and syndicator over at Monil Investment and Management Groups, and he's also a podcast host at Apartment Syndication Made Easy. Vinney, welcome to the show.
Hi, Adam. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, so excited to get into today's topic. So we're going to talk about passively investing for financial independence. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit more about what you're doing over at Monil Investment and Management Group. So tell us a little bit more about your company, please.
Oh, sure, Adam. Actually, I'm from India originally. I came here about little over 40 years back as a mechanical engineer and went to school to do my MBA in marketing. That changed my life. I got into sales, marketing, motivation speaking, and then in real estate. So passively investing, and a lot of people hear about, hey, I want to get into real estate, but I don't want tenants and trash and toilets, right? We've heard about that. So what we have done in the past 14 years is done 29 syndications so far, where we are investing in apartments. So that's the particular niche we are in. And we have been syndicators. I've been the principal and raising money from the passive investors and giving them doubling, tripling, quadrupling their money, by investing passively. So overall, we have been buying in emerging markets. That's the key, because emerging market is the way where we are able to value add and see that the apartment buildings grow in value, equity gains, and then our investors take part of the equity gains. So not only they get the cash flows, but they also get the equity flow, coming in quarterly and so on. But, my company is vertically aligned. In other words, every property we have bought in the last 12 to 14 years, we have managed it also daily, weekly, monthly to make sure that the investors' assets are well protected. That's where the main thing is, We want to make sure that they feel good about. I hold meetings, seminars for the investors every quarter live, and they get to ask live questions, and they can totally transparent operations, what I promote with all my, following and everybody on the media also, that it's one thing to do something, but it's another thing to do it totally transparency-wise so that investors feel secure through the SEC ruling and everything. That's the Securities and Exchange Commission is the world that we live in with total legality of all the transactions that are done nicely and making sure that the investors are able to ask questions and get the reports, and everything is open in our companies. They could ask for CapEx accounts and invoices and bank statements. I mean, you name it. We open up everything to them,
No, that's awesome. And just so that, and at the end of this, I'm going to give the opportunity to leave, contact information or website or wherever wherever you want people to follow up with you at. But I want to make sure that people, the right types of individuals do connect. So what's typically a good fit in terms of investor or otherwise to work with your company?
Good point. Most of our investors, we have 229 at this time, and we are able to raise $7 to $12 million in about a week's time. So minimum is our 100,000 only. That's not bad. But then the good part is a lot of our investors bring from their retirement funds, like self-directed IRAs, 401ks, or we call it EQRP, Qualified Retirement Plan, through a checkbook like that. And many investors come in cash also. But it's the position they put in through legal ways with the PPM. I'm not selling any security or anything right now, but they will be then meeting with us for strategy session. We'll get to know them, find out what they have investment risks are, what they have invested, and everything. And then we have to meet them 3 times to make sure we are abiding by the laws of the SEC. And then in the future, when we have deals come in, we'll be able to present it to them. So it's kind of starting to find out, yeah. And, we show them track record. We show them everything. Actually, I'm all over the media, and you are too, which is exciting. Vinney Chopra is my name, Vinney Chopra. Kind of like, I know Deepak Chopra is a great personality in America. And I live near the San Francisco Bay Area, right here in Danville, Black Hawk area. And we have lived here 40 years, 40 years. And my wife and I just celebrated 40th wedding anniversary this year. So
wow. We have congratulations. That's amazing. And what a great story. And I want to get a little bit further into today's topic. So passively investing for financial independence. So now we kind of set the stage, right? So people know that you're not just somebody that's making this up. You've been doing it for a long time. You've helped a lot of people. So where do you want to start with this topic? Because I don't know. I think a lot of people have heard about the idea that they can invest for, passively for independence, but I don't know that not everybody knows how to do it.
Thank you, Adam. I would definitely say that all investors, it's very hard money to make even, $1,000 saved, $1,000, $2,050 or $100 is a lot of money. Any passively investing professional or investor should look into the company, who the principals are, how many people are on the top, what's their succession plan, when did they start, how did they get together, in any kind of syndication. How many cooks are in the kitchen, I call it, because too many cooks in the kitchen can have problems. And, it's a 5-year investment or 3 to 5 year investment hold. You want to make sure you do very good due diligence on the group they are going to be putting their money with. It's the preservation of capital, plus also who's going to operate that property. That's a huge part. It's not just buying the multifamily. It's the day we get the keys, after that 5 years, who's going to be managing, who's be responsible for giving the cash flow monthly or quarterly, what their track record is. And all those things are very, very important to find out. Talk to some of the investors who have been, following them or investing with them for so many years. It's very, very important to find out everything about the organization and their track record and the principles, I call it actually, because a lot of time people are just kind of, getting together with so many people up to do a syndication. That's not a good deal, Yeah.
So you mentioned, let's talk a little bit more about geography, because you mentioned that you look at emerging markets. There's different types of sectors, and obviously you have an entire, podcast. And actually, let's get that out of the way first, now that I think about it. So tell us, because we're not going to have time to go through everything today, but I do want people to learn more about what you're doing, and I do want them to listen to your podcast. So let's start there. So tell us a little bit more about your podcast, the type of content you put out, and that good stuff, because I want people to check it out.
Thank you so much, Adam. Yeah, it's I wrote a book actually last year. It took me 2 years. Apartment Syndication Made Easy. I just wanted to put everything in a very simple way to the passive investors, for active investors also who want to purchase apartment buildings and even commercial, real estate. So that is, and it was very well big seller on Amazon. It still is. We've got 185 positive 5-star reviews so far and 110, I think, in India, Amazon. So 300 reviews in 1 year alone. So I just started a podcast as a supplement to that book. And I started about 9 months back, and I think 40,000 reviews or something like that. Oh, downloads now. So it's every week I'm coming out with some great information. It's educational, actually. No selling of any syndication package or properties or anything. It's mostly educational, different aspects of apartment buying, emerging markets, underwriting, and also getting the professionals in taxation and syndication attorneys and all the different guests that I'm bringing on now are top in the nation, and they are able to come on my show. Yeah. So it's a good educational platform, and we are able to come out with them 1 or 2 a week, actually. Then I also do live seminars on senior assisted living. That's a new podcast I just started live 3 months back or so on Thursday nights. And then I do a show on motivation and mindset and life, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, these Pacific times, from the show here, Vinney and Bo show, about how to take your business to the next level. So that's very exciting. Also, we talk about with guest speakers and lots of great motivation. I've been a motivational speaker all my life, so I just like to see mind is just a big thing, mindset and energy and motivation and positiveness. I wrote a book, by the way, second book just came out. It's called Positivity Brings Profitability on Amazon also. I have in 1 month 38 reviews, 5-star already. So I'm just happy that you asked me for that.
That is absolutely amazing. I love it, and I love supporting authors, and I love supporting other podcasters and getting people involved. So big fan of that. So Vinney, that being said, if somebody is listening to this and they want more information to learn about, about Monil Investment and Management Groups or the podcast, or also I know you do a lot of stuff on Facebook. I mean, what's the best way for people to connect with you and your brand and your team overall? Because I think what you're doing is great, and I definitely want my audience to check it out.
Oh, thank you, Adam. Definitely, Vinney Chopra is my website, V as in Victor, INNEY Chopra.com. And then Monil Invest is another website that we have, and that's where my passive investors usually come and they fill out a questionnaire, and we start meeting with them. Then my Senior Living Investing, which is also a very big website, and now we are ground up assisted senior living luxury style, which I'm very, very passionate about, is the third website. But then you could also see me on Instagram, on LinkedIn, under Vinney Chopra, Facebook groups. We have 3 of them, and my profile on Facebook, my personal and business profile. So you can't miss me. Just Google me, Vinney Chopra.
I love it. That's awesome. Well, Vinney, hey, I just want to say it's been awesome having you on the show today. Great to hear about all the great things you're doing. Congrats again on that 40th anniversary. That's amazing. And you got a lot of good things going on, and you're doing a lot of good things to help people. So I love it. I love to see when good things happen to good people. So congrats again. And congrats on the book.
And congratulations to you, Adam. I mean, I've gone on your site and seen what tremendous, efforts you're putting, and the knowledge and education you're putting out, and congratulations to you. All the best wishes.
You're too kind. You're too kind, and thank you. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, and if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Money, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments in the video. Love to know what kind of projects and things that you're going on in your world. And Vinney, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you. God bless you.